Okay. Hello, dear Lovetarians. This is Natalia PH and Cecile from the Lovetarian Way. And today we will talk to you about how to confidently walk the Lovetarian Way. And yes, it is a little bit challenging in these times to be so loving, so balanced, so centered and present that we decide, even though the topic doesn't sound like much, it is actually huge, isn't it, Cecile?
Yes, it's huge. And it's like you said, sometimes you don't feel like it, but it's a challenge, but you keep walking, you keep talking, you keep doing it. Yeah, we get there.
Well, I'm looking at this whole situation. I mean, I don't know, in different parts of the world, it's differently. There's different quarantines, there's different rules, etc., etc. But in general, as a world in general, it's just really very messy and confusing, and a lot of people are very stressed. And actually, the positive side of it is that a lot of people are looking at how to be healthier naturally. Of course, a lot of people think that vaccinations might save them, that this will be the solution. We know very well that the solution is really within always, not external force, but something that we have in ourselves, right? That can really help us. So good luck to everybody that still thinks that it is on the outside, the solution. We are here talking to you over and over again about taking 100% responsibility for your life. And that's where the confidence comes from, that you can overcome anything, right?
Yes, yes. In the beginning, when we were coaching together, if you were coaching me, I had so much lack of confidence, no self-esteem. And when I started loving myself, learning how to connect with myself, connect with my inner being, connect with my soul, my inner child, more love, more self-esteem, more confidence. So things get so much easier when you do things out of love and confidence instead of always doing everything out of fear, what I used to do. That helped me a lot. Because
yeah.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Yeah.
It's like we are always having a normal conversation.
We have a secret signal, eh? Go on.
For me, it always feels that we're having a coffee or a tea while we're doing a live like we normally would.
Yeah. Cheers to you, by the way.
Cheers.
And people, hydrate. It's very important. That is very, very important to hydrate throughout the day.
Yes. Love. Everything comes with love. Love to show your body that you're nourishing it with water. I just had my share of water already, so this time it's a tea, a nice herbal tea. Yes, loving myself. That really, it sounds so simple, but it is simple. Only my mind often thinks it's not simple, which it is, because it's the solution for everything, love.
Yes. And well, we say confidently walking the Lovetarian way. When I say that, what does it say to you? What does that mean to you?
For me, being confident is being loving, caring, forgiving to myself. Even people call them mistakes. When I make mistakes, I call them lessons of growth, like you do. And of course, sometimes I say mistakes because that's how I've been programmed, and I'm reprogramming my thoughts and my words. I'm loving and kind to myself. So I keep going in confidence. And I think, lesson of growth. I thought I could have maybe done that differently. Next time I know I won't do that again. And go confident further in life, being loving to myself, showing myself, all the care I need and want, actually. And seriously not trying to judge. And then trying is, again, the word. I'm not judging, but sometimes I do.
You're doing your best. Yeah,
I'm doing my utmost best not to judge.
We encourage people not to use the word try. Either do it or don't do it, because words like try, maybe, should, they create a lot of confusion in our energy field. So just make up your mind and say, okay, I'm willing to do it. I'm doing my best. But, try and try. Well, I don't know. For me, it's not a very Lovetarian word. It's a confusing word. It's not a confident word.
No.
Because it's like, think about it, breathe through it. Like, I try to do my best today. Oh, I will do my best. I am doing my best. I am willing to do my best. There is the energetic difference, isn't it? It's like when you say you try, you kind of setting yourself up for failure in a way. And some people say no, when you say trying, you set yourself up for success. Is it so? I don't feel that.
No.
It doesn't mean that I'm right. It's just I know from my life, whenever I was trying to do something, well, I was doing that. I was trying. When I made up my mind to give it the best I could, to really go for it, that the result was different, right?
Definitely. And try and needed and could, can't. Those words were literally 90% of my conversation during the day, and they are already tuned down to to 10 or 5% per day instead of the 90% that I use those words.
Well, confidently walking the Lovetarian way. Confidence comes from, a lot of things, including faith, wisdom. And how do we draw wisdom? Wisdom comes from our experiences, from the knowledge that we have acquired, and all of this really together gives us the confidence to move forward. And if somebody says, I keep trying and trying and trying and trying, and it doesn't really happen, well, the wisdom that could be drawn from it would be that maybe there needs to be something that you change, and the way we express ourselves, the way we speak, it actually shows what really is going on inside of us, right? I mean, honestly. So if you keep trying and it's not working, maybe you stop trying.
and start doing.
And reframe it. A lot of lovely Lovetarians in our group here, oftentimes in comments you have, we make a statement or we ask a question and somebody says, I tried to do this, I tried to do that. And I keep reminding everybody all the time, could you please reframe it, and would you be willing to reframe it and see how that's going to go for you? Start saying that I am doing it, I'm willing to do it, I'm going to give it the best go, right? So change the vocabulary, and two things are going to happen. Either you will stop doing this altogether because you know that you never really wanted to do it, there was no confidence there whatsoever, or there will be a positive change, right? But actually, not doing something sometimes can also be positive, because who is there to say that you were supposed to do something, right? It's like the clarity we get is the most important in our life, because if you don't have clarity on where are you going, what you want to do, there's so much confusion, isn't it?
Yeah, there is so much confusion. When I used to use those words like 90% of the day, there was confusion for me in my life, where I was going to, what my day was about, anything. And now I use those words so much less. Yeah. Maybe still 10% during the day. I try to catch myself. No, joking. No, seriously, I am saying them 10% less, and it's so much more. I don't know how to say that in English. Calming, more confidently. I know where to go. I know my direction. I have much more clarity, much more love for myself, much more forgiveness, so much more direction, which I know which way to go. Sorry, so many Dutch words in my mind. Yeah. And then trying to say it in English, not working.
You need to practice. Yeah. And that's what this is. Confidently walking the Lovetarian way honestly comes down to practicing every day, becoming very present with that practice and aware and self-correcting without judgment, without blame, without fault, just like, coolly assessing what is going on. And if something doesn't work, you don't really need to get all dramatic and, emotional about it. You just calm down, cool your jets, and look at what is happening. It's like, remember the algorithm of co-creation that we're talking about a lot on the Lovetarian way. Look at your thoughts first, look at the words that you're speaking, and then look at the life that you have, right? So those words, those thoughts, they are initial step in the algorithm of creation, and then emotions and feelings will get joined with it. There's this great process that teachers called Abraham gave us. When we think a thought for 16 seconds, then another thought that is vibrationally aligned with it will come, right? And then another one and another one. And when you hold that thought for 67 seconds, sooner or later, very soon, you will start seeing actual results in your life, because that thought and that state of being will become your vibration that is dominant, and it will start attracting alike situations. It will help you co-create the life, whether you want it, you don't want it. If you're conscious, that's great, but if you're not, and if you're doing it on default, a lot of poop will start manifesting in your life. So what I'm saying, the confidence will come from your presence and awareness of this process, right? What thoughts you're thinking most of the time, what words you're thinking most of the time, what is it that you believe, right? And if you don't know what you believe, because sometimes people actually don't know what they believe, because it's very much subconscious behavior. It's those, magic things that were ingrained into us when we were children. Remember when parents told us fairy tales, and then we heard fairy tales from the society that certain things should be this way or that way, and as children we just took them in as sponges, and now as adults we keep replaying those. So until we become conscious of those beliefs, limiting beliefs and limiting, you can say fairy tales or bullshit, just say it as it is, right? Then you are like a little robot. The software has to be changed in your hardware, in your entire being, right? So the way you speak to yourself, the way you think, the way you go about things, and all your behaviors, you can just have a look. And how do you know? Well, do you confidently walk the Lovetarian way, or you're not walking confidently? And do you live the life that you always wanted, or you're not living the life? I mean, it's just as simple as that. And if you're not living it, why? Right?
Yeah, why? And be open for change.
No judgment. No
judgment.
judgment.
Just be open for change and be forgiving to yourself. I think that's a really big thing as well, forgiving. As in this society, I often talk to my mother-in-law about that. We as women give ourselves so many tasks during a day, what's being expected of us. And when we don't do everything like what's being expected, you punish yourself for that, which is actually not loving.
No,
do what you want to do. Keep it in the loving way, in a not judging way, in a forgiving way, and do the things that you can do in the day and be thankful that you did them, instead of only looking at the negative things and the things you didn't do. I said that's such a big thing for me and my mother-in-law that we spoke over in the last few years, about forgiveness towards herself. I think that's a very big thing for us.
Yeah, we have this ingrained thing in the society, and especially, and sadly, especially women, this whole, you need to be perfect, you need to do things certain way, there's expectations on you. Of course, men have it as well. The reality is that we are much the spectrum of what women are expected to do. And you know what? Actually, women expect things from other women even more than any men would. My husband is just so tolerant and accepting, and I know a lot of guys who are just really cool. They don't see, they don't judge how we look. They don't judge, how we do certain things. It's just good enough. Like, it's cool. I love you. Right. But it's us.
Yeah, as well.
But why is that? Because when you look back, who was it that really gave it to you? Your grandmother, your mother, your aunt, your friends, your teacher, who was a female. I mean, honestly, when I really look back for, 30, 40 years of my life that I can remember, unbelievable that actually the most difficulties I had in my life was not actually coming from men. It was a woman somehow, right? With female energy. And why is that? I mean, for example, Dr. Lan said that the biggest tragedy of our times right now is that women hate men so much because of all this thousands and thousands of years of history. And that's true that females or sacred divine feminine was very much abused, and we were running on patriarchal rules. So women, to achieve, to be the best that they could be, oftentimes compete with other women, which is complete nonsense, and it's actually crazy, right? But that's just how it is. The things got twisted. And and then we exploded. The feminist movement exploded, and we started to hate guys.
Yeah, which is not loving at all.
No, but I mean, like, if we don't love ourselves, that's confidence,
Yeah.
confidently walking the Lovetarian way. Of course, you need to love yourself unconditionally, and if you don't love yourself unconditionally, how can you love anybody else? Much less, co-create heaven on earth. Until we all love ourselves unconditionally, there simply cannot be this energy field that is all love. So it all starts with us again and again and again. And sometimes when you don't love yourself, or you judge yourself, you criticize yourself, you feel even worse. So it's like, instead of healing yourself, giving yourself the medicine of love, you give yourself the punishment, and you beat yourself, and you judge yourself. OMG. And it's a vicious circle, right?
Yeah, I remember you told me it's like when you don't love yourself, Cecile, it's the same as going to an airplane. And when you go with your kids, who do you put the mask on first? Yourself, so you can save the rest. I was like, ah.
Yeah,
And
well,
I was like, yeah.
if you don't have air to breathe, you're not going to help your children, are you?
No, it's simple as that.
Yeah.
Everything starts with love. Everything starts in the divine with love, 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 love. Even though it sounds simple, it is simple.
Yeah. But it's like confidently walking the Lovetarian way. So if we were to break it down into steps, number one,
Unconditional love.
love yourself unconditionally, because it all starts with you. And somebody say, how can I love myself? I hate myself. I'm a loser, this and that. And all this lingo is going on in their head, and the thoughts and the feelings. Well, then the confidence must come from the fact that you are divine being, you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And as such, you actually are perfect and divine. And you came here to have this little battle. You have volunteered. If you can believe that, that will give you incredible amount of confidence, compassion to yourself, and ability to love yourself more. Because if you don't believe that, I mean, if people don't believe that they actually co-create all this doo-doo and poo-poo, that will be very difficult for them to love themselves, right? It will be very difficult because they don't believe that it is a game of swords. And at the end of the day, at the end of this game, everybody will be just in heaven, right? And I'm not talking about dying and going to heaven. I'm talking about vibrational heaven that can be already in the here and now, because it's state of being, whether you're in body or outside of the body, it doesn't matter. It all is in your energy, right? So if somebody is not willing to change this belief system that you have chosen to do this, you are on planet Earth right now in this interesting time, and you have chosen all the tests and all the lessons. If you can't believe that, that's going to be tough to love
Yeah.
yourself. You're going to keep punishing yourself. You're going to keep judging yourself. You're going to keep judging others because you never really truly love yourself. You're not ever going to feel fulfilled. There will always be something you're chasing. You're never going to be just, present fully, right?
There will be a void, I think.
emptiness, darkness. You will try to fulfill it with booze, alcohol, drugs, judgment, negativity, whatnot. Yeah. And maybe finding approval on the outside of yourself. And that is not a greatest journey. That is unpleasant.
It's really unpleasant. If you love opens up so many doors.
Yeah, of course. You do need to love yourself first, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you love yourself first, it opens up so many doors. You will attract everything that's in the divine timing that's perfect for you. You will attract whatever you need in that moment.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want in that moment.
Yeah. So then confidence would come from basically two things, I would say, right? This awareness and willingness to believe that you have chosen this and you are a part of divine, and that therefore you're already perfect and you are to love yourself unconditionally. Because, it's like, if you know that this is the rules, then why wouldn't you walk confidently and spread the cheer, right?
Yeah.
So you know that it is all a game and it is an illusion, albeit a very real one. Like Einstein said, reality is only an illusion, albeit a very persistent one, right?
Yeah.
But you can choose to awaken from the dream within that dream that we live in. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cecile. I mean, I've got issues all the time that I'm still creating, and I got to reawaken. We can always reawaken deeply. But once you awaken, and the more you awaken, you never just completely fall asleep. You never become this unconscious human being that goes, oh, it's not my fault, then it's not my this, it's not my that. You know that it's nobody's fault. You know that you are responsible for the creation of your life, co-creation of your life. And it's not anybody's business to make you happy. Actually, it is your business, your power, your ability to do it anytime you want, you choose.
Yeah, definitely true. And it's that's actually sums it up perfectly.
Yeah. So, that's why when I had this vision during my meditation about the Lovetarian way, how it came to me, and then the pillars fell into place. What are the four pillars? I mean, pillar number one of the Lovetarian way is taking 100% responsibility, because we have all taken responsibility that this experience is our choice.
Yeah.
And
it is your choice.
there are days where I just want to say, oh, this didn't happen because of that person or whatever. At the end of the day, I say, okay, well, I'm giving away my power then.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't have it both ways. Either you say, I'm co-creating this and I'm responsible. It's not my fault. Don't get me wrong. There is a huge difference. It is co-creation. It's my responsibility. Therefore, it is in my power to do something about it, right?
Yeah. Something doesn't have to be your fault, but it's the way you respond to it.
Exactly.
How you take your responsibility and how you claim you don't give away your power.
Exactly. And then I can choose how I'm going to react, what actions I'm going to take. And well, good luck to everybody to really, good luck, because sometimes you also need to understand that some people say, oh, you're just lucky, but you can generate your luck, right? You can get yourself more lucky by increasing your vibration, by taking more responsibility, and then all of a sudden you're going to get more lucky, you're going to get more happy, right? So it's not a given. Nobody, well, maybe some people do, but most people I know, they actually work on it and take responsibility daily. We wake up in a day and you decide, okay, what day is it going to be? And if I feel like poop, I still decide to go on as good as I can. As good as I can, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, when you feel apathetic and you feel like, oh, I just don't want to get out of bed, you just need to reach out for emotion that is stronger, vibrationally higher. If it is so that you need to jump out of bed and start beating, a boxing bag, so you get a little anger going and a little energy flowing, you do that. But you don't want to go down. You don't want to be lying in bed going like, oh, my life is this and that, and you go into guilt and blame, and whoa, you're going to be drowning then, right? You need to reach out for something that is a little higher vibrationally. Not, you don't need to jump straight to love. That might be very difficult, but a little bit higher. You know, when we showed you on other videos, the vibrational scale, right? So anger is higher than, you know, guilt and grief and on all those emotions. So just a little bit higher. And then a little bit higher, and a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Once, if you would do that, if you would release that anger, you will feel better, because you're also not supposed to be healthy. You're not supposed to hold on to those emotions. You need to let them flow through you, right? Express. So they just like pass, right? They just pass.
Yeah, express. I try to think of sorry, my mind. I think then when I have a bit of a day that is low, I'm like, am I gonna keep it low or am I gonna go up? And sometimes it's way easier to go quicker high than other days. And then I think of things that make me happy, or I say, sometimes don't even mean it. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then eventually when I keep saying it, I love you, I love you, I love you, I'm like, yeah, see, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's those words, they're so powerful and strong. Or I think of things that make me happy, that will get me out, or I even go sometimes do a workout, or I go outside and walk in nature, connect with nature, just to get me out of the more lower day.
But you know, the blues is very addictive. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, like there are certain things that we need to go through, like grief and you know, all sorts of things where we, you know, there's a separation or there's a loss. Of course, we know there is never any loss. Everything, energy just changes form. If somebody dies, it just changes form. But try to tell that to a person that just lost someone. That's not going to lend you a very good reaction, right? So we need to have time to process emotions, and it's very healthy to do it. But there's a difference between processing and dwelling, right? Dwelling, then it becomes, you become addicted chemically to that feeling again, and you don't want to live your life like that. You know, give it a proper time, but eventually there needs to be a shift. So what helps for me when I'm feeling really down, I do my best really to focus on what I'm pleased in my life about, what I'm grateful for in my life about. I am loving to watch videos of animals, you know, and that melts my heart. Not even children. I mean, as you know, I don't have children. So animals, they do it for me, like hugging puppies and, you know, kittens and other cute animals, whatever. Just really, or watch something funny. You know, that's oftentimes it's that choice to be willing to do it, you know, because sometimes we're just so stubborn. Oh, I just want to be in that darkness of emotion. I just want to be there. Well, okay, be there as long as, you know, it's healthy, but at some point it will not be healthy anymore. So it's, again, choice, right?
It's a choice, yeah.
So the pillars. So we talked about pillar 1, which was 100% responsibility. Number 2, you know, golden rule. We say, don't do unto others what you don't want done to yourself. But again, the other is you. We are all connected in that sense. So in fact, if you choose to be kind and loving to another person, in essence, you are really kind to yourself, because it's all one energy. Yeah. So, you know, everybody knows about karma, right? Karma is a bitch only if you are one. I love that one. So I don't, for example, I don't seek so much, you know, revenge or give it to someone, paying them back, you know, with something angry, because I just love definition of karma. You know, it's like that person is going to get it this way or another. I might not even see it, but I have my confidence in the fact that they will learn their lessons somehow. And I can give you an example, you know, recent one when I was really struggling with that concept. It was a few years ago, but it was really tough when somebody really mistreated me and they didn't pay me the money that I was owed. I really, really didn't like it. And my husband, I mean, we're both spiritual people, and imagine my husband, you know, my husband, he's like a temple of peace. I mean, really not passive aggressive, nothing. He is just very calm, composed, balanced person. And he wanted to beat that person up because this person, my husband, and beating, forget about it. He doesn't even believe in violence, nothing. But this person just really triggered everything that was possible because of the rudeness of the cheek on the person, and really just so wow. But then, you know, being spiritual seekers and on that journey, we still had to take responsibility. And I said, you know, listen, we have a problem. It's our problem. Whose problem is it? You know, so you're going to beat him up. What are you going to do? Do you know what you're going to create? Really? So we were on the way, and I was talking to him all the time, and we stopped halfway and we returned. And he was finally able to just reconcile that. He said, okay, yes, you're right. That would not be a good idea. You know, even though this person is a total dickhead, I take responsibility for co-creating this behavior in my life, that trigger that is there. I mean, something is there, right? And believe you me, when we started to do cleaning and clearing and Ho'oponopono and really taking responsibility and choosing to just send him love and compassion, even though we really didn't want to send him love and compassion, but we understood that we actually are sending this to ourselves because he is just another aspect of ourselves. If you don't know darkness, if you don't know all those nasty things this guy had done from some part of you through lifetimes of your existence, how could we even recognize that behavior? Do you know what I mean? I mean, we all have been bastards at some point through lifetimes. You know, if you are fooling yourself saying that you've been angels for thousands of years that you had lived, well, good for you. Well, good for you. However, if you are living on planet Earth at any point in history through lifetimes, there is a good chance that you have been an asshole too. And that's cool, you know, that's just how it is, right? That's the evolution. So going back to that person, once we finally let go and just let go of that person and the feelings, and we were doing our work, the money that I was owed came from another source, and it was effortless. Really, it was effortless, and it was fun, and it was more and more came, you know. And I believed, I also said to myself, you know, this person is going to learn this way or another, and I don't need to have anything to do with that, you know. Maybe it was my role that I have co-created the situation with him to give him this opportunity for growth. He certainly gave me opportunity for growth. Oh my God, he gave me opportunity for growth. And then actually a few days ago, I posted some really cool picture in the group. I'm going to read this now because it was so appropriate about what we're talking about. Yeah, here. Never blame anyone in your life. Good people give you happiness. Bad people give you experience. Unkind people give you a lesson. And the awesome people give you memories. Isn't that a nice way to look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's
right?
really nice.
Yeah. So the golden rule, right? Do not unto others what you don't want done to yourself. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
we are coming out of this 3D reality. We are ascending higher and higher and higher. So why would we go back to this primitive way of living, from that primitive brain where we just need to give it to someone? And because ultimately it's oneness, right? And we are hurting ourselves because we are stopping our own evolution.
Yeah.
It's like when you think about it, so every time you have a problem or a challenge or somebody triggers you, this is exactly another way for you to evolve higher. So if you don't take that lesson, this lesson will come back to you through another person, through another source, through another situation. So that's why it's a spiral, right? Like we grow spirally. It's not this straight path. So you see the situations that keep coming back into our lives. Those are the lessons that we have not yet learned. And it's super annoying, yeah, sometimes.
In every problem, you're in it. So
yeah.
it's an opportunity.
Yeah, but it's like we can say, okay, do you want to spend another 1,000 years learning that lesson, or would you like to smarten and wisen up now and just finally, okay, Pillar 1, I take 100% responsibility. Pillar 2, golden rule, do not do unto others what you don't want done to yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, do you want that done to yourself?
Nope.
Do you? If you do, well, just go ahead and do it then. Maybe you have some masochistic streak, right? But
Joy,
otherwise,
no judgment.
yeah, choose better, right? And then pillar 3.
Everything's a miracle.
And somebody is going through poo-poo in their life and say, you stupid, how can you tell me that everything is a miracle? Did you lose your marbles?
No, because the fact that you're breathing, the fact that you're living is a miracle, that you can use your eyes, that you can use your hands, that you can use your mouth to talk. So many things about your body, about your physical being, about your emotional being, your energy, everything into me is a miracle. And I see that as magic, pure magic. So it's not a given thing that I wake up this or that I will be living next minute. It's magic.
So a client tells you, oh, my husband died. Fuck you with your magic.
Still, I see for myself, I still see then that was for somebody, well, happened, for example, with our dog. It's not, in this case, not a person because it didn't happen recently. Magically enough, no people in our circle passed away, but our dog passed away. And changing my thought and feelings and energy about life showed me that the second he was ready to go, I told him, honey, you have permission to go because you want to go. You don't need to stay here. You can go. And his soul left. He went. But he's still here. And he is still with us. And I can talk about it. I can live it. I can do, because I think it's a magical thing. He showed me all the things I needed to learn. He showed me all the things that I needed to experience or go through in life. He was there. And yeah, it's a nice thing because he continues and he goes further. Like the, what do you call those? Indiana, Native Americans.
Americans, yeah.
They see that it's a soul, it's a different part of energy. Like we talked about with Einstein as well. You're just going through a different dimension again. You're still here, but in a different energy field. Not in your not in this physical body. That because we're human beings with a, what was it again? Physical help me out.
If you take your breath and become present, it will come to you.
Yeah. I forgot.
Spiritual being having a human experience.
Yes, thank you for that. For me, it's like that, you know. Even when I would lose family members or other people, I know they're still around. I still know that my grandfather is around, that my Jeffrey's, my husband's grandmother, is still around. I feel their energy. They're here. They're with me. They're not physically in a body, but they're here. Their energy is still here wherever I go. So I still see those things as a miracle because they showed me so much lessons. They showed me so many things. Sure, you grieve. Sure, you cry because you can't comfort yourself with a cuddle from those type of persons anymore because you don't have the physical body to comfort you, but they're still there. Their energies are still here. So for me, I still see it as a miracle that I'm able to see those energy fields around me. Like when you see with the native Indians, you know, when you see those rituals, they have feelings, they have connection with the earth, connection with energy, with everything that we kind of in this modern world lost.
Yeah. Well, the closest to that experience I came was when I lost my beloved grandpa, and we were super, super tight. Yeah. And then I knew he was dead without knowing officially he was dead. I was a child, and then my parents came the day after because he passed on at night, and they told me he passed on. But I knew that because he came to see me in spirit when I was a kid, right? So I completely believe that. And then when I did not have the right reference, I was afraid, I was scared, even though he told me when he was still alive that I should never be afraid when he goes because he will always be with me. So he actually came to say goodbye and he said that exact words. But I was afraid because of the programming, right? Of unknown. As an adult person, what an experience that is for me to know that that has happened to me. And I was then able to help people, just an example of one person that I was working with that actually experienced what I believe is one of the worst experiences you can have. So that would be the most teachable moment as a human, to lose your child. A child that is not just newly born, but almost a teenager. The boy was, 11, 12, 13, I don't remember exactly. And then he was not sick. It just happened. He had an aneurysm. So he is there, and then the next moment he is not there. So his parents literally almost lost their minds. And the father kept searching, and somehow he found me, and we've been working together for 2 years. Then later he also wanted me to work with his wife. And not only have they recovered, so to speak, rejuvenated and regained the faith, they believed that it all happened as a part of their spiritual journey. And they are able to honor that child for what it has given to them.
Yeah.
So, that happened in front of my eyes, and I had the privilege to take part in it. And it was just the most amazing transformation I had seen. So if people can recover from such a thing, that is like literally the most inconceivable thing that can happen to anyone, because that the bond with the child apparently is unlike anything else, right?
Same happened to my mom's best friend and my friend. She's like my second mom. Her daughter jumped off the roof, but she's like, I knew it was really weird. She's like, from the age when she was very young, when she became a little bit ill and she was in the hospital, she said, I knew she was gonna live very short and that she was here for a reason, to teach me things.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, and I don't want to know how, but I'm just super proud of her. She's like, still there's a part lost in my heart, but she's like, she's here. She taught me so many amazing lessons, and this was her journey, and it was her way to show me, my husband, and my other son what we needed to learn.
Yeah.
So she was here for 23 years, and then she learned the lessons, and now she went to a different life, to a different stage. And she's like, sure, I grieved, and sure, I cried. And she's like, sure, I still sometimes cry because I can't physically hold her and cuddle her. But she's like, this was how it was supposed to be, and it's a miracle because I am open, I am present, and I can see all the amazing, magical things she gave me and lessons.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Coming back to confidently walking the Lovetarian way. Nobody said it's going to be easy.
No.
I think that whomever volunteered to come to planet Earth be easy, but then we have this amnesia, right? You forget. So we are unlearning all the behaviors that are cutting us off from that understanding. And from that, as I said, step number one is to really truly feel the connection to your source, and to really know that you are energetic spiritual being having that experience by choice.
Yeah.
And choice comes with power, right?
Yeah.
So you then implement the pillars of the Lovetarian way. Number one, 100% responsibility for that experience, and you have the best adventure of your life, right? You do not do unto others what you don't want done to yourself, because you don't want that done to yourself, right? And then you do decide, you choose to look at everything as a miracle, so it will become an adventure, not a burden, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you take your Lovetarian nourishment, which is pillar number 4, with you everywhere you go. It's going to be the presence, the breathing, the beautiful food you're going to eat, the beautiful thoughts you're going to choose, the positivity. Look at the connection with your higher self. Always be connected with your higher self and embody the light of your higher self. So you're nourished. Every single cell of your human body is nourished with light. Oh my God, that's going to be such a confident walk.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And keep doing it. Keep walking it. Be confident. Forgive yourself. Love yourself. Enjoy the walk. It's not as simple or easy as often as it sometimes the other days is, but just keep going. And that's the only thing I can say. Keep going.
And remember, keep remembering what this is all about, because we can get lost so easily in the drama of Corona and the drama of financial crisis and the drama of disease and the drama. But hello, remember that this is just an illusion and a game, and you have the power of your higher self, of your soul, to you actually can fix everything.
Yeah.
Or even better, your higher self can fix it for you, or as a part of you, but it can be done. And that's why when we have the the spontaneous remission from the most crazy diseases, when people have miracles, magic manifesting in their life, that's nothing but that shift.
Yeah.
It's a shift from that fearful state, unconscious state, to that loving state, unconditional, loving, trusting, responsible way of being, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel energized more today.
Yeah.
Wow. We need to do this more often, Cecile.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't mind.
Honestly, guys, when we do this with Cecile, we're doing this as much for ourselves as we do it for you.
Yes.
It empowers us. Even if we're just talking to ourselves, it empowers us, right?
For me, yeah, and it uplifts me.
Yeah, exactly. And I have been going through a few months now of much lower vibe that I usually am, and this has actually been helping me a lot to overcome little, downers, so to speak. So it's like my Lovetarian nourishment, right?
Yes, yes, it's uplifting energy. It's being present. It's thinking. It's breathing. It's all the pillars.
That's right. I'm leaning. That's the thing. It's like the foundation of the Lovetarian way is this unconditional love. And then the pillars, we can just lean on them, right? We can lean on them and we can just confident. It's like those Nordic sticks. You've got 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Again, Cecile, we're almost approaching an hour. Yeah, we can talk. It's 47 minutes, almost 50 minutes. Yeah, so we will put this, Cecile will put this in in guide 13, right?
Yes.
And
yes, and I would really love your cooperation if you can share this with your friends, your family, anyone you think who can benefit. Please help us grow the group and spread the Lovetarian light and share our videos with everyone, or invite them to the group. Please do so.
And eventually there will be some paid program or paid product, but we're just having so much fun doing this. So motivated to come up with anything, but it would be beneficial to have paid stuff, because we know that as human beings, when there is this exchange of energy, when you give us some money and we give you something, then people treat it a little bit more seriously. I invested some money, so maybe I'll commit more and so on. But for now, we just be on the lookout. We will announce something when we really feel like it's time. We think maybe a little group coaching would be a very good idea to speak. Of course, we have different time zones, so we'll need to see how to sort that out, but that's not a problem. There's always a solution, right?
Yes.
In the meantime, I believe, I don't know, we have at least 20 lives already that are recorded in all the guides group, right? So you have a nice library to look into there, people.
Yes. And remember that when we speak about units, Facebook changed the word units to guides. So then look for the guides now.
Yes, perfect. And Cecile is going to put this in guide 13. And guide 13, it's all about Cecile and myself. We're doing this together. Up until that time, I was doing it myself. But then I thought, let's have a little interaction. That's going to be fun.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna end this. So, guys, you have a wonderful day. Walk confidently on the Lovetarian way, and we will see you next week, most probably. Thank you.
Bye.